Surely we can find many symbols of double standards and hypocrisy. One of these lunatics is a Piers. Let's have a look what they are talking about.
Great to see you. The Palestinian-American activist Nadine Kiswani. Good to see you back, Nadine. And joining us remotely from Los Angeles is Elika Lebon, who's an Iranian-British-American activist and lawyer, and is the front page.
What was her name? I had to actually research to see who is she. What's her name? I can't pronounce. I don't know. Elika Lebon. I wonder how can she be Iranian and talking on behalf of me? That's crazy, man. Like they take someone in the show and say she's an Iranian, British, American, blah blah. How she is Iranian? I mean, just have a look. Does she look like Iranian? Does she have an Iranian name? Can she even speak Persian? I wonder.
Page of the New York Post today, after a very powerful video that you put on social media, which has really captured people's attention.
So, well, we know they think today, we know they take this kind of, I don't know, like propaganda machine. They take some kind of lunatics, traitors in the name of opposition. They talking in behalf of Iranian people and they say, yo, we Iranian people, we want to be bombed. Bomb us. We want to, I don't know, we have problem with the regime. Do the world listens to me or to them? Well, it's an investment. It's a political investment. They spend some money, they bring some people, they make some people popular. And I suppose lots of cyber farm bots are putting likes and like following them to make them famous. To talk for who? Well, never mind. Let's keep going.
In which you lambast people for only now waking up to what has been going on in Iran. So welcome to all of you. Dave, let me start with you. A lot of stuff has been going on in the last few days. And at the center of it is the fact that Israel attacked a consulate that belongs to Iran in Syria, killing some military leaders from Iran. And Iran, having signaled it would do this, responded with tremendous force, but also uniquely, directly at Israel from Iran, which we haven't seen before. Some people think this was just theatre, that they warned people deliberately so that this would just be something that would be for maybe for the domestic audience at home. Others think it actually signals a real escalation here, and we might be teetering, if we're not careful, on a major war in the region. What's your take on this?
Well, okay, there's no question that there is a threat of a wider war in the region, and that's been true long before these missiles went off. That's really been true since October 7th. You have a lot of dynamics with the Houthis, Hezbollah, and of course Iran. This was clearly theater. I mean, they gave 72 hours warning. This was very similar.
Where's your evidence for that they gave 72 hours warning? Let me tell you, Iran gave them 12 days of warning. We waited for 12 days. We said, okay, go on, go prepare yourself, take all your friends, all allies, whatever you can put in work. I don't know, Iron Dome, Slings of David, Patriot, whatever you can take, Jordan, Saudi, whatever you do, we're gonna hit you directly. And you know what Iran did? Iran said, okay, tonight we're attacking you. We have sent some crews of drones and this type of missiles we're sending right now. We're sending to there. Take it if you can. Intervene if you can, and you cannot. And Iran hit them like airbase. The home to 35 Phantom fighters. Wow, like, are you crazy? And they hit the target. Israelis couldn't even defend their airbase. Not, I don't know how to put it. Not an ordinary like airbase. A home to their most advanced fighters. What they Israeli relies on them, and they say it was a theater. Okay, that was a theater. Let's gather all the world, ask all the world to run just I don't one type of this kind of theater. Just do it once. No one. And you call it theater. Oh, they won it 72 hours in advance, like Ainul Assad.
Similar to after Trump assassinated Soleimani, and they sent that.
Exactly the same, you know. It's a military base that nobody can go and take photos and show the world some footage, so we know who is telling the truth. You saying the truth? Okay, show us some footage. Take a camera and go to the airbase. Go to the Navy team and show us. Oh, everything is okay. Go with the camera and show us. Like American airbase in Iraq. We said Trump would come and say, yeah, nothing, all well, everything is good, nothing happened, just some trauma. They got some soldiers, 7 soldiers got trauma, they got some headaches, and a year after we found out that, oh, over hundreds of soldiers they got actually, yeah, that was a big thing. Okay, never mind.
Missile at the American base didn't kill anybody. It did not seem like they were trying to. Iran has even come out and said after this, we're done. We responded. They felt, I think they needed to save.
Yeah, we done because we hit what we wanted. We hit the target. Iran hit military targets that Israel would claim nobody can reach there because of the most advanced and sophisticated air defense systems are like operating over there or something like that. Of course, it's done. Iran was never looking for raising the tension and making a big region war. We wanted to punish them, to give a message, and we did.
Face to their own domestic population. And one of the best things that Donald Trump ever did in his presidency was after that response from Iran, he said, fine, you can have the last word. We took out the person we wanted to take out. We didn't lose any of our people.
I mean, I can sit here and say whatever I want with no proof, with anything. Donald Trump literally has a statement, many tweets, and come and said, if Iran hits, we're gonna hit Iran in 57 cultural sites. No doubt we're gonna do that. But once they were in the place to make decision, they found that they cannot, because Iran has a technology that can hit airbase with the most advanced air defense systems. Patriots, like Iron Dome, I guess. US understood they cannot stand against Iran in the region. They may come and hit some, I don't know, some sites, some places in Iran, but what they would do with Iran's retaliation and the response is logic. 2 + 2 is 4.
Biden clearly has signaled
that. Do you actually think if Americans could attack Iran, they wouldn't? They wouldn't do it already? Are you actually that stupid? Well, this is show, of course. This is a stand-up comedy. Well, they sit and they run a stand-up comedies. Yeah, it's to
but
run
he doesn't
propaganda.
Want Israel to respond to this. Israel would be insane to respond to Iran, as they've claimed they're going.
Oh, please, if I'm begging Israelis, if they can, if they have the guts, if they can attack Iran, please do. We're waiting for you. We Muslims, we cannot start a war. We respond in the same level. But we wish you start it, put your foot, bring your foot a little bit, just cross the line. Then you will see what would happen to you. We don't want a war, sure. We're not gonna start a war. We don't want to be the one who starts the war, but we're gonna be the one who finishes it. That's the point. You say, oh, it's insane. Look, how many days is passed now? Today is, let me check the date again, I forgot. It's April 17. How many days is passed? Why they didn't do anything? Because they cannot. Iran sends them message that we can hit They play anywhere we want. Period.
Going to do.
Why would they be insane?
That's not my point.
Because,
Let's
listen,
go.
at this point, Israel has lost much of the world over this war, and they'd basically be waving the finger at the U.S. To do this. They'd be risking a wider war. Joe Biden has signaled that they'd have to go at it alone, that he's not going to back them up on any offensive attack against Iran.
Yeah, watch too many Hollywood movies. They believe U.S. can't do a shit.
Every pro-Israeli person that I've ever met has always talked about the peril of Israel, that we're this tiny little country surrounded by all of these hostile nations, and there's so much anti-Semitism in the world. If that's the case, why would you intentionally try to make this a broader region?
You know what is he saying? He's saying like, Israel did this, Iran wanted to do, I don't know, respond to his domestic public opinion and run a show and made some kind of theater. So Israel, stay back, we don't want a war. Okay, no to war and blah, blah. They're not actually condemning Israelis for actually targeting diplomatic sites like consulates. None of them. Even the people who in this show are coming like as pro-Palestinians or anti-war and this kind of like talks, look how they're talking. What's their side?
War.
Okay, Deborah, why?
I think that it's extremely important for a sovereign country to defend themselves. 300 ballistic missiles, if that was sent to any other country, the United States, where I'm a resident and I'm a citizen, only.
First of all, it's not a sovereign country. It's a fake country built up on blood of kids, children, women, and it's been taken by force from other people. It's number one. Don't forget that. Sovereign country. But anyway, as he's saying, she's saying that Israel is a sovereign country. Somebody attacked his skies, and so he needs to retaliate and respond.
The United States. If we receive 300 ballistic missiles overnight, even if it took 10 hours, 3 days to get here, that country would cease to exist. And it's only a question of sovereignty when it comes to Israel, which in and of itself is an anti-Israel ideology that, oh, why should Israel be able to defend themselves? I do not want a bigger war. I do not want it to get bigger.
They name it defend itself. I mean, look at Gaza now. They've killed thousands and thousands of civilians, children, women, and they call it defending themselves. And when it comes to the sovereign countries, what about Syria? What about Iran? What about Iraq? What about other places that Israel is constantly doing lots of shit over this, like
I don't want more
targeting
people
consulates,
dying. I want this war to come to an end as fast as possible. But I think that this can't.
Yeah, me too. And the only way to the peace, to this 80 years war come to an end is to elimination of the child killer apartheid. That's the only way. Just the way the apartheid South Africa is gone. Just any apartheid, like Nazism, they should be eliminated. They're wiped off the map. Otherwise, the war would never end.
Be the norm that, oh, you can just send ballistic missiles at Israel, hundreds, and nothing happens. You can just get away with it. I think
and the same goes to you. You think, you can send some bombing some consulate and you just get away with it? No.
Currents is the most powerful tool we have in the Middle East, and that terror groups only listen to force. They don't listen to peaceful negotiations.
Some would argue that the ultimate deterrent here was that Iran fired off 300 missiles and absolutely nothing, apart from one or two apparently, landed anywhere near Israel. One little girl was badly injured, which is appalling. But in terms of what they were trying to do, perhaps, with these missiles and what actually happened, it was a failure. So wasn't it
failure? Oh, come on. Do better.
Proof that actually, unlike October the 7th, Israel's defenses held up very well. And wasn't it also extremely pertinent to this that you had Jordan racing to help them? You had Saudi Arabia.
Well, Jordan is came from a British mom, a Jewish agent. Sure. Taking money and is in charge because of the Zionist. I said Jewish, sorry. The Zionist He's agents, he's Israeli agents, like King of Saudi. So
racing to help
your
them.
men
You
are
had the
doing
UK,
some shit for you.
You had France and other countries.
Like Piers Morgan is who do you think it's working for? Who do you think this guy, this clone, this lunatic is working for? Sure, for Zionists.
I mean, there was a big coalition immediately.
Do you think he needs to put some curly hair and just be in some Jewish dress? Do you think he's Israeli?
Helping
Like
Israel.
this woman, the Iranian, American, British, I don't know what was his name, Rebecca Ben-Bur, I've never, I don't know how you pronounce her name. She comes and say, yeah, I'm Iranian, we people, I don't know, regime is oppressing us, we want to be bombed.
To repel these
Son
missiles.
of a duck.
Isn't that in itself a pretty clear deterrent that you can try, but you're not going to get anywhere?
I mean, I think it was great to see the countries come together in defense of Israel, but this is more of a testament to the Iron Dome than anything else. Thank God for the Iron Dome and his amazing technology. It protected millions of lives. If this did not exist, these rockets could have fallen.
The difference is Iran targeted military bases. Iran is not like Israel that is killing children and targeting apartments. Iran targeted military bases and it was successful.
They don't know if it's falling on an Arab family, a Jewish family, a Druze family. They just want to kill people. And thank God that Israel was able to defend themselves.
What do you think is...
Like you know, the people in Gaza are Hamas family or, I don't know, Ben Qassam family or some ordinary family. You just want to kill people. That's the strategy. That's the regime's strategy. They do it all the time. They kill children, they kill women, and they come and blame you, and they blame Hamas for it. They blame Palestinian for being killed. They would kill you first, and they would blame you that why are you killed by me? It's your mistake. You should be killed because your father was killed by me.
Israel should do?
I mean, right now, I think they need to do something. I'm not a military advisor, but I think something along the lines that says, you cannot mess with us. We are a sovereign country. You can't send 300 ballistic missiles.
First, you're not sovereign country. You're apartheid occupiers first. Second, I agree to you. You must do something. Israel is gone. Israel is lost, has lost. If you don't do anything, it's really bad for Israel. And you must do something. Please do if you can. Do if you can. Just move.
Missiles.
So what does that look like?
Well, they are being brainwashed. This woman is brainwashed by Israeli media, by Zionist media, and they think they have power. They think they are the most strong Democrat army in the world. Nobody can hit them. Otherwise, now they would beg for mercy. If they knew the reality, they would beg for mercy. They would come here and say, oh, Iranians, we beg you to forgive us and not to retaliate, not to take us down. They would beg for mercy. But they watch the news, the fake engineered news. They think they can do a shit.
And get away. I think that would either be a threat of force or... I think threatening is rightfully so right now. That would be the first step, saying, hey, you do this again, or we're going to weaponize, we're going to get ready to come for you. You don't touch us. We will destroy you. We will blow your regime off the map. And
Can I just add, I mean, if we're talking about the principle of a sovereign country, is Iran a sovereign country? Is Syria a sovereign country? Because Israel bombs Syria every couple months with impunity.
Okay, that in itself is not true. But Israel,
that's a fact.
If it's not true.
Israel bombs Syria whenever they feel like it.
Of terrorism, they support it.
So they're not
They support Hamas. They support.
Just a while back, they assassinated the Iranian top general in Syria. Many times it happens. They targeted some other country, not only Iranian. They target Syrian bases all the time in Syria.
No evidence has been
that they
found.
supported October 7th.
That has nothing to do with their sovereignty.
Listen,
The guy is talking about double standards, and he's actually taking a little bit better side towards the truth. The better, like, is trying to be the truthful. Truthful is he had a double standard as well. Like, where was your evidence when you said, "Oh, Trump said, okay, you can have a last word"?
Listen, it is a separate
attack, and that this is
okay.
a
But
response.
you brought up the issue.
He said they attacked. This is a response. So Iran attacked Israel, so they should be attacked. But before, what about before? Israel attacked consulate, Iranian soil. In a diplomatic word, consulate it belongs to the related country, the country that is belonged to. Yes. And they would come say, okay, we did that because Iranian is backing up the Hamas, as they say, Hamas. They had back up Hamas. They helped Hamas to attack Israel on October 7th. So they gathered all the generals. It was a military bases in the consulate. They wanted to discuss the next move. They would say that, right? So why to there? Why everything stops to the October 7th? Why everything in the world started from October 7th? I think there is no history before October 7th. According to this according to Zionist media, war started since October 7th, and there is no any data, any history before October 7th. Let's go to 1984. Let's go to 2003. Let's go to 2004. Let's go to 2005. Let's go to all this. Let's go talk about 6,000 prisoners, over 5,000 prisoners, including children and women in Israeli prisons. Let's talk about the concentration camps. Why they've all of a sudden they all forget about that, and everything starts from October 7th. And right now they're changing the narration. Everything right now would start from the Iranian attack to Israel. If they had they still had the only mouth in the mainstream media. Alhamdulillah, thanks God, right now the world is waking up and they understand these conspiracies. It's crazy,
a sovereign
man.
country.
Yes.
And then as soon as I ask the question,
Let's forget it. This is bullshit. Let's go. I have a point to make about this.
Just adding a message.
And they know who they.
Saudi Arabia, he put his hand on
they're
Israel,
paying.
and then he took his thumb. They feel vulnerable
Very
because they
difficult.
constantly. What are you supposed to do as a country?
I mean, the Israelis are clearly trying to bring in the U.S. to a broader regional war. This is what their MO was from the beginning.
That wasn't the question I asked you.
I think that's what they're trying to do, though.
No, I'm asking you, what should Israel do in response to what happened to them? What's the correct response for any country if you're hit with 300 missiles?
I think they need to understand that the world is growing tired, angry, and frustrated with the countless deaths that we're seeing happening in Gaza. Tens and tens of thousands of people, so many children, people.
Sure, but irrelevant. I think Israel needs to understand that if you don't want it to get hit, don't hit others.
Are starving
Simple.
to death. People are freezing to death.
Launch 300 missiles
If you don't want a war, don't start a war.
Israel. It was nothing to do with what happened in Gaza, except that Israel would say they attacked the consulate in Syria as an attack on people that they believed were collaborating with Hamas over October
You see, everything starts from October 7th.
the 7th.
So it does have to do with it.
It does, but
And for
Good.
Gaza under siege and blockade for the better part of the last 2 decades, for them to murder.
I'm really frustrated with the complete distortion of the narrative. Like you're talking about these strikes in Syria, first of all, not being on an Iranian embassy. So let's just get our facts straight. It was on a military base that was next to the embassy. Why is the
Holy shit.
military base there? Why is the Islamic Republic making Syria vulnerable to these attacks? You want to talk about bombs on Syria? Guess who's doing that? Guess who's doing that? It's the Islamic Republic by using other countries as a base. So it makes Syrian people vulnerable to that. So let's not just act like there's strikes on there for no reason. Second of all, you talk about civilians. People were actually killed in that strike, which targeted senior IRGC leaders who were meeting with Hezbollah. Meeting with Hezbollah to do what exactly? Because let's just talk about what's been happening for the past 6 months, much less the past 4 decades, which is that we have seen October 7th, okay, which
Yeah, it's nice narration. You take someone and you name it Iranian, American, British, and let it talk. No, they bombed the military base. It was a consulate. It was a military base because there was a military guy in it. They were talking to Hezbollah in the house. Like, she was there. As if she was there and listening.
Which was an act of war. Let's be clear. Let's dispel this narrative that there's no.
As if all British embassy in the world, all around the world, all American embassies around the world, they are not working as military bases, collaborating with CIA, MI6 and
no evidence that the Islamic Republic supported that. It's been reported over and again. It was reported in the Wall Street Journal.
It was asserted in the Wall Street
Islamic
Journal.
Republic. No, let me finish. I'm not done. What do you think that the Islamic Republic is training, sponsoring, funding its proxies for? What do you think they are funding its proxies?
I tell you, to remove the Israel, the apartheid regime of Israel, I'm telling you.
For in
And it says over and over.
in Israel, in Gaza,
And proudly, we fight for Gaza, we fight for Palestinian freedom. We fight for any oppressed people in the world. Anyone in the world is oppressing other people, we will fight them. Anyone, anywhere. We fight for oppressed people. I don't know why the IRGC they would say, I'm telling you, if there is no IRGC, I would be, I can say it here.
in Yemen, in Lebanon, and
Yeah, in Yemen, we help them to fight the foreign countries. Saudi has been bombing Yemen for many years. It's still on the blocking Yemen from outward, bringing famine and everything in Yemen. 8 years they bombed Yemen. Is nobody has come say, oh, Saudi is killing people, or I don't know. Right now, even many people killed in Gaza. No, none of them are condemning Israel and saying you're killing civilians. Thousands of people are died. And you think, oh, Iran's or Hezbollah or Houthis or they targeted some military bases. They killed them. They have killed a cat, a female cat passing by the airbase was killed. Oh my God, Iran is evil.
all of that to strike Israel on October 7th, every single day since October 7th, firing rockets into Israel. And then when there is a strike on IRGC leaders planning a meeting with Hezbollah to...
Can you see that? Thousands of people are being killed. Apartments are being bombed. They don't see. Not that they don't see. They don't want to see. Not only they want to see, they don't want you to see either. Simply, look at Israel. What's Israel? What's Israel that is not even real? What's Israel? Some immigrations, some people, some Jewish people from all over the world, some extremist Jewish people. Like in Iran, we have many Jewish people, cool people. We're living in harmony. The largest Jewish community outside Israel is in Iran. If you don't know, you need to know. They took all, I don't know, Ukrainian, Russians, these extremist Jewish people, Zionist people. They took it in Israel, and they all are immigrants. How an Israeli looks like? What is Israeli? Actually, she looks like, because if you see the second president of Israel was an Iranian, has an Iranian background as well. So this is very kind of a stupid game to play, to bring someone in the name of Iranians and talk like this. She is right now. We have over 100,000 Israelis with Iranian background in Israel. They're living in Israel and they can speak Persian. She cannot even speak Persian. You could take one of those and say, oh, this is Iranian, British, American citizens. Let's talk against...
further attack Israel. You want to turn around and say, oh, people were killed. Guess who was killed? The people that were killed are the people when the Islamic Republic struck Israeli embassies in different countries, actual civilians, okay? Not military senior personnel. And guess who else would have been killed if it wasn't for the iron?
What is
Israeli embassies killed are the people when the Islamic Republic struck Israeli embassies in different countries, actual...
Islamic Republic struck Israeli embassies in other countries when? Where is your
civilians,
proof?
okay? Not
And
military
kill civilians.
senior
That's crazy, man.
personnel.
This is another level of being stupid
And guess who else
and
would have
and looking at the face at the eyes of your audience and lying to them.
been killed if it wasn't for the Iron Dome? 300 rockets, you're talking about hundreds and thousands of deaths. So you're relying on the fact that there was an Iron Dome to protect the fact, like, oh, well, nothing really happened. A lot happened, and a lot would have happened if Israel didn't have to invest so much into protecting its civilians.
Let me tell you, the only reason a lot of things did not happen is that Iran did not target civilian bases, targeted military bases, and got successful operation and get tech, and then got out of the story. Just imagine, let's say Iran shoot like in total 300 of drones, crews, and drones and missiles. These could be thousands of them, 1,700 of them. What would Iron Dome? What Iron Dome could do? Nothing. The reason Israel did not have human casualties is because Iran did not want to kill people. He wanted to send you a message and target your bases and put you some, I don't know how much you spent to intervene the missiles. $1 billion? Iran sent you a message because Iran is not Israel. Iran does not kill people.
And you can't rely on that as a defense. And not only that, let's go back to talk about when you talk about that the strike on Soleimani and you say, oh, well, nothing really happened. They just did a small retaliatory whatever. That's not the case. They actually, let's talk about Flight 752, when they shot down a plane from Tehran.
It was our electronic warfare. But it's a long story. It's not the subject of this. We can't talk it here.
Going to Ukraine, killing.
Like, oh, Iran took. This is a common narration. You would hear it all the time. Yeah, let's forget about these stupid people, stupid talks. It's really
down
stupid. But let's just face the fact that they will come on the media and all the time and say, "Yo, Iran is killing its people. The clerics are killing the woman. Oh, I don't know. The Muslim clerics are killing daughters, the women." Are you crazy? Like, clerics do not have wives, do not have daughters, do not have mothers. Do you think we kill daughters with the woman? Do you think we kill our daughter like Saudi used to do before Islam? That's crazy. Like, you say, oh, Iran took a revenge on Americans by hitting American airbase in Iraq. Amazing job. No one dared before. Since the World War II, Iran humiliated USA right now, and then they said, okay guys, what we do next? Let's shoot our own airplane, passenger airplane. Let's shoot our own people. They still are going with this. It's stupid as duck. I mean, think about it. They all the time are coming right now, for example, along with the events and the situation and things that are going on in the Gaza and stuff. They come and say, oh, Iran is killing is arresting women for not having hijab, for not following the dress code. Iran's morality police is coming. Oh, Iran is evil. He has killed one woman, which was a fake story. It was a extremist group lie. I pay cake and those stuff. I don't want to talk about it, but it's so obvious for the one who wants to know. Oh, he's killing by purpose people. His morality policy taking women to the court and they're killing them. And all the world is coming to this. I don't know how you say. We have a word for it. We say basij. They become basij to it. They become united to say, oh, Iran is evil. He has killed one woman. Are you crazy? This might work only for Iranians who have not seen other words, other countries. Do you want us to talk about the women are being killed shoot directly by by guns, by bullets in the States? Do you want to talk? Let's talk about the woman in the same day as Mahsa Amini was being killed out of brain injury, brain stroke. She died out of brain stroke. On the same day, a woman was arrested by American cops and was left on the railway and was hit and killed by train. But nobody talks about that. On daily basis, people are being shot by police cops. Not only policies, by themselves also. They carry guns in the States. And now they come say, oh, in Iran, the morality police arrest a few, like 5 women, 6 women who are working in cooperation with Israel. It's projects. They work and they run shows and they start to be like yelling, oh my God, they killing me and stuff. They run shows for that. Then they go talk about this bullshit. It's stupid. Anyway, the time is up. See you next time.